Hey cuties, today I'm going to be chatting to you about my personal experience with a prescription drug called Resotrans or prucalopride, the 2 milligram, which I have started taking as an experiment to see if it can help with chronic constipation. Unfortunately, whether it's the endometriosis or my Ehlers Danlos, which is the more likely culprit, I have what's called slow colonic transit. What that means is my colon just doesn't work properly. There's partial paralysis there. So basically, really severe constipation that cannot be cured. So now let's talk about my experience. I, on my first day, experienced like really intense, almost uncontrolled diarrhea that is expected. I also got really intense headaches. I had to medicate pretty heavily to get through them. That might not be your experience, but it is a common side effect, but it does settle. Not something that I believe you need to worry about. Always chat to your GP. But I did experience that side effect pretty intensely, and then it settled itself down after about 2 days. And then days went by, and then weeks went by, and I wasn't really getting any benefits out of taking it. I started to get really discouraged and almost depressed because there really wasn't anything happening. I wasn't getting any benefits. I was still needing to use enemas, but I couldn't use laxatives because now I was on this new drug and it's not recommended initially to take laxatives at the same time. So I felt like I was just a bit stuck and things started to get backed up. When things get really bad, you end up with 100% fecal impaction. It's awful. You may need to go to emergency to solve it. It's not a great experience. At around week 4, almost to the T, I started to experience movements. Like I could feel activity. I could feel activity in a way that I hadn't before. So I knew that there was something going on, but it wasn't enough to induce pooping. So, yeah, it was pretty discouraging. And then we all got sick. My household got sick with some sort of cold, and then I also around the same time started experiencing like diarrhea and like movements every day. Sometimes I needed an enema, and sometimes I didn't. And so I wasn't really sure until recently whether it was the Resotrans actually taking effect, and it just took a while for my system to accept it, or if it was a coincidence. And it's now been long enough that I'm pretty confident that I'm getting a response. I don't want to get your hopes up, but what I've been experiencing to date is activity. I can go to the bathroom sometimes on my own without needing assistance. And when I'm talking about assistance, I'm talking about enemas. So I can sometimes go of my own accord. Sometimes I don't feel like I've gotten enough out. So I do still use enemas. I also believe I haven't yet had this officially diagnosed, that I now have gastroparesis, so it's possible that that was also impacting the effectiveness of Resotrans. So I'll keep you posted on what I learn on that front, but I've had to reduce how much I'm putting into my system at the same time. So there's a couple of factors at play here. So again, that's why I don't want to say that this is definitely working. That's my experience today. I hope this is helpful. Chronic constipation sucks. Honestly, it's really shitty. Unintended. Like there's no other way around it. It's the pain and the discomfort. Like it's just I'm sorry. If you are experiencing what I experience, I'm sorry. It sucks. If you have any questions, drop them in down below and I promise I'll do my best to answer them or see if I can find you an answer. Chat soon.